Welcome back to Pinching Pennies with me, Rhonda. In today's video, I'm doing vintage Halloween decorations. And a big shout out to Pepper Creek Cottage, where I found this adorable project and I will be trying to recreate it. For the first vintage Halloween project, I'm using this decoration that was from the Dollar General store, I think a couple of years ago. It's one of those things that it's really cute, but I never found the place for, and now I'm getting tired of all the wordy things, as you know. So I got out my DIY white paint and realized that I am at the very bottom of the barrel on that, and it's going to take more than one coat. Since I knew I wanted my top layer to be white, I made the base layer black so that I would have enough white paint to go on top. And this works out great because we're making the man in the moon. And as you know, the moon has shadowy places and highlighted places. So even if I weren't running out of white paint, I still would do it this way. Do the black layer first, and now I'm putting down my top white layer. So I am mixing my white paint with another chalk paint called Sandstone by Waverly, and that's where I'm getting my variation of colors, kind of making this look more moonish. If you wanted to get really detailed with this, you could have a picture of the moon off to the side to have a better idea of where to put your shadows, but for me, I just played around with the paint. I went on Etsy to find the man in the moon face SVG so that I could print it out on my Cricut. This is the shop where I bought mine from, and it was an easy download. I'm going to make a stencil out of vinyl, and it can be just the Dollar Tree cheap vinyl, just as long as it's removable. I'm starting to use my Cricut a little more in projects because I feel like they're starting to be a lot more affordable. If you look on Marketplace, you can usually find a really good deal because someone tried using it and got tired of it, I guess. Usually they are almost brand new condition, and you can get a good one for about $100 now. Once the Cricut has the image cut out, then you weed. That is taking away all the pieces that are going to make the face of the man in the moon. Then you need some transfer tape, and I use just clear contact paper made by the Duck Company, and you can get it at the dollar store. So there's a tip if you want to save some money there. And cut out a piece big enough that will cover this moon. Next, peel the backing off of the transfer tape or contact paper and lay it sticky side down on a dishcloth or a towel, something with some fuzz on it. This is called defuzzing, and this is to help the transfer tape not stick so much to the vinyl that it makes it difficult to take back away. Now lay your transfer tape down over the moon and press out any air bubbles. Now you can remove your stencil and cut around the moon. If I weren't using this on a round item, I guess I wouldn't have to cut around, but I wanted it to be a round circle to fit in my decoration I'm covering up. So, oh, by the way, I did size this moon to fit exactly the size of that old decoration. Now, remove the backing on the vinyl, and sometimes this can be quite the trick. You can use a weeding tool if necessary. And same as you did with the transfer tape, you need to fuzz the vinyl because it is really sticky and you don't want it to peel up your paint when you take it back off. Then I stuck it down into my wood piece and very carefully peeled off the top transfer sheet. And remember, we fuzzed this so that it wouldn't be so sticky, and it still is trying to peel the vinyl back up with it. So this is why the fuzzing is so very important, because it can possibly tear your vinyl if it's too sticky. And now I'm just pressing out around all the pieces because you want to make sure they're stuck down as good as they can be so that the paint won't bleed or get underneath. And I'm using black chalk paint and a chunky stencil brush to do the stenciling, and this is a lot of fun. Use a swirling motion and a very dry brush. Don't use a whole lot of paint or it could possibly bleed. And then with the paint still wet, here's the big reveal. I left the hanger on mine in case I wanted to hang him on the wall later, but for now he's sitting on an easel. Now for my recreation of this really cute ghost that was made over on Pepper Creek Cottage. I will link her video down in my description box down below. I want you to be sure and go watch her because she loves decorating for the seasons, and so she has a lot of creative ideas. Now, over in my stash of pumpkins, I had two choices, this tall Dollar Tree one and this shorter Dollar General ceramic one. And I decided that the styrofoam Dollar Tree one would be easier to work with, even though it was taller than the one on Pepper Creek. And I followed Angie's instructions, and she is very clear and detailed and easy to follow. But I was missing one key item. I was missing the styrofoam ball that would have been the head. And I thought I could replace the styrofoam ball with just a Christmas ornament. And so I went ahead with all of Angie's instructions, just with the Christmas ball in place of the styrofoam ball. And we're using air dry clay. It's Crayola brand, and mine came from Walmart. I molded the clay. I had a really fun time making the face on this ghost, and Angie is perfect at explaining how to make all the little details so that you look like a master craftsman by the time you're done sculpting your ghost. And when I was happy with how his face was sculpted, I put him aside to dry overnight. And then there was a terrible tragedy. This is what I woke up to. My cute little ghost guy was all cracked up, and there just really wasn't any saving him. I think he didn't stick to the ball maybe, and if I had had the styrofoam ball, it would have worked. Or it could possibly be that he was in a really cold room and maybe the clay seized up. In any case, I did something wrong, and I'm sad about it, and I'm gonna have to try it again sometime. And help me, Angie, if you're watching, let me know what might have been the case. So I had to get over the sadness of the loss of my little ghost guy and move on with the next project. I've had these little wood cutouts in my Halloween stash for a while now. You can get them on Amazon, and they have little holes in the top that you can hang them with. But my favorite thing to do with them is to cut a little notch in the center of a Jenga block or a tumbling tower block, because the wood is really soft. You can just use a regular old steak knife. Just be very careful. And you can cut out a wide enough notch that these cutouts will sit down inside. And use hot glue to hold them. This is just choice or optional, but I'm going to stain mine with a little black stain, and that's just black chalk paint mixed with water. And I think that it did give it a little pop when I went around the edges with the black stain too. This is how they turn out. You can make a bunch of them really fast, and you can set them out and enjoy them anywhere. The next vintage Halloween project is one I recommend if you ever get your hands on some really nice vintage looking Halloween paper. And that could be wrapping paper or napkins, or this is a poster that I've actually had for many years, and you can still order it, I think, on Amazon. Now I have an empty cardboard box, and I'm going to cover it with the paper and turn it into a floral arrangement. So first I turned in all of the cardboard flaps and hot glued them down. And then I cut my pieces of paper to cover the box. And I glued them to the box with Mod Podge. I didn't seal it with Mod Podge because I didn't want the colors to run, so I only used it as a glue. And this is how mine looked when I got it all covered. At one of my local thrift stores, I got a whole bunch of this floral foam for only $1. So it's been used, but it's still gonna work in my case, and I'm gonna cut it down to fit inside this box. I had a vision for this arrangement, so I built up one side kind of tall and used a lot of florals on that side. On the other side, I left it kind of flat, like one little area that had nothing, and that was because I wanted a place to set one of these little pumpkin kids or vintage Halloween kids. So I'm going to make a floral pick by hot gluing a wooden dowel to the back of the wooden cutout. And then I placed the pick down in the center of the leaves. Now I thought I was done. I set this over to the side, and I didn't want to over embellish because usually my stuff is simple and I like things that way. And so I thought this was about as far as I would take it. And then when I was looking at it, I thought it needed one more thing. So I made one more pick, this time with a little witch flying overhead, and then I thought it was perfect. In this one, I'm starting out with 2 vintage embroidery hoops, and so they don't have the little screw at the top. They're pretty stiff, but I was able to get them to accommodate some felt, and I did that by having to cut the outer ring. But that's okay, I can hot glue it back together. The main focus was to get the felt in the embroidery hoop. And I wanted it to fit snug and not bunch, so I'm using hot glue around the outside of the ring, which will actually attach the felt. Then I hot glued the outer ring back on and trimmed off the excess felt. And in all honesty, I had a whole nother plan for these and it didn't work out, so I had to come up with another plan. I thought it might be cute to turn this into a candle holder, so I took my vintage wood cutouts and I hot glued them all around the embroidery hoop, and it worked out great. I had some ups and downs while crafting this week, but all in all, I am really happy with the results and the money I saved by making them myself. Now for today's couponing deal, and surprise, it's not 5 off 25, it's 10 off 40. And that's great news because we like to do big deals. This deal is only good Saturday, August the 31st, and warning, do not clip the 5 off 25 coupon, only clip the 10 off 40. Here's the list, you can take a screenshot and I'll go through all the coupons you need to have clipped. We have 4 off 2 of the men's Gillette dry spray, 4 off 2 Secret Fresh Outlast, 4 off 2 Colgate Total Mouthwash, and 4 off 2 Colgate Optic White Toothpaste. Please only buy these specific items on this list. So when you go to the register and put in your phone number, all of your coupons are going to come off. We have $41 in products and $26 in coupons, leaving only $15 to pay plus tax. This works out to be only $1.88 per item. So good luck, I hope you score. And now for this week's 2 minutes of calm, I got another surprise. I have a critter living under my hummingbird feeder. Look at this cute little froggy. I have named him Sprocket. If you are Gen X and you get the reference, please comment down below and I will let you watch my little froggy, and at the end you'll see the little house that I made for him. It's okay, Sprocket. Don't worry. I'll put your cover back on. Here we go. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that button and become part of the Distressed Princess family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!